be required to give trading at least a shot.
Following Phil, his charting system has really been a huge impact on my career and my life.
I believe that every educated individual on planet Earth.
I would recommend Phil's gang to the mom and pop out there. I would recommend it to parents teaching their children. I would recommend it to grandparents.
Should do this. It's not for every single human being on Earth. I know this. But it's one of those things that you should try, because if you happen to get it right, if you happen to be one of the ones that this is for.
Follow the money. Follow Phil Grandy.
Oh my God.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. That's right, philsgang.com. Join my gang for 10 days. It's free.
What's in front of you is a life of incredible joy, freedom, and independence.
Want the truth when investing in the stock market? Here's how.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. Listen to my radio show every day because that's where you're going to get the truth. You're not going to get the truth listening to these dopes on Fake Business News Network. The other day, Kramer said, don't listen to the banks. They're giving you wrong information. When he told you to buy Merrill Lynch, remember? And what happened? They went broke.
Get the truth at philsgang.com.
Join my gang, philsgang.com. Get the truth. And also listen to me on my podcast on YouTube and Rumble. That's philsgang.com.
When you listen to the advice of Phil Grandy at philsgang.com, you'll find investing in the stock market makes sense with the right guidance.
People keep saying to me, boy, things are hard. Things are tough. Boy, the market's really screwed up. And I don't agree with them. For us here at Phil's Gang, we make it so it's simple. It doesn't matter if the market's bad or good. We consistently do well because we make it simple. And just like for my listeners on the radio or on the internet or my podcast, we make it simple. We try to break it down so you really understand why the market is going up or why there's continued inflation or why the bank rates are going up. So you understand, especially yields. The most important thing to understand how yields work. Just what we do. We work hard at it.
Trusted advice, easy to understand strategies that will make you a better investor. Get all the details at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com.
The stocks discussed on Phil's Gang are not in any way a recommendation or solicitation to buy, sell, or hold. If considering acting on information presented, we first recommend you seek out a competent, licensed professional for advice. Get ready for the radio show that tells you what Wall Street doesn't want you to know.
Oh, I'm a money magnet. Money, money, money's coming to me. Money sets me free. I'm a money magnet. Money, 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 money's coming to me.
It's your daily dose of how to manage your money. And now it's time for Phil's Gang on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. With your host, Phil Grandy.
The banking sector as a whole is sound and resilient. It's strong. It's got capital. It's got liquidity.
You sound insane. Do you realize that? You should be medicated.
Medicated? I would think so. Banking system strong? What are you, nuts? This is crazy. When Yellen told us that inflation was transitory, not to worry about it, she also told us the 5 banks that merged, starting with Silicon Valley Bank, that would be about it. That was it. That's the worst. It's going to be over. Really? When in 2008, 25 banks that failed, we were told the same thing, that ended up being 400 banks. About 100 banks a year kept failing. Do we really believe that 5 banks, that's the end of it? Well, she came back over the weekend, and now she's backpedaling. She said, well, I think there may be some more mergers. Really? They are underplaying how bad the bank situation is. The bank stock should be leading. It's always the bank stocks. Remember, it's the bank stocks that push up the S&P, and then the S&P pushes your stock up. Let's say you have Coke or GE or IBM. The bank stocks have to be strong. They underpin your stock because they underpin the S&P 500 stocks. It's always been the banks. For 200 years, it's always been the banks. That's the foundation. Those are the pillars. That's what holds everything up. And it's the banks that hold up the S&P 500. And if you have a strong S&P 500, now that will push up your stock. But that's not happening. It's not happening, not at all. You know, I want to put in perspective this rally that's going on. I think people are a little confused. They're all giddy for nothing. Now, I believe that we are headed, that we have a perfect backdrop for a massive sucker punch. I've been doing this over 50 years, and I'm telling you, we're getting set up for a sucker punch. And let me explain why before you disagree. On November 21st, November 2021, my gang, we shorted the spiders. I said, let's short the spiders and let's short the Qs, especially the Qs. That was in November 2021 because I said since 2018, I said that was the end of the rally. After 13 years, no more rally. They're going to stop with QE. And right after that, we had a 20% crash in 2018. Then we had the one in 2020. So in November 2021, I knew they were going to stop with this QE. It was then because the inflation was too heavy. So I said, let's short the spiders, let's short the Qs. The Qs dropped 38%, the spiders dropped about 28%. And the sell-off stalled in the middle of October 2024. Now remember that. It stalled. Remember I said that's the bottom. October 2022. Everybody said that's the bottom. I said, well, it's not the bottom. I said, it's temporary. So let's think about it. From November 2021 to October 2022, it took 300 days to drop that market. 300. Are you kidding me? Only 4 other times over 231 years has that happened. That shows you what's going on. So when we hit that October low, and this is the bottom, we had a short covering rally. And I told my member, don't get involved here because it's going to come right back down. So I said, let's keep our profits from our shorting. And sure enough, the short covering rally came in off that October low. They rallied. This is it. We're on our way again. This is it. We're going up 90%. It rallied 15%, pop, it came right back down. Gave back 12% of the 15%. And that was in December 2022. So we had the big drop over 300 days. We dropped 38%, 28%. Then we had, because I said this is just a short cover rally. It's going to give it up. They had a little short covering rally, up about, as I said, 15%. They gave 12% because it was just short covering. That's all. On January 2023, we started to purchase. I told the gang, let's start buying the Qs because, they've been beaten up. I said, anything that's dropped over 35%, I like to start buying. So I said, let's buy some Qs. Let's buy the Meta, Apple, Microsoft, Nvidia, all the top ones, Google. Then we also bought the spiders, the S&P, and we bought gold mining stocks because I knew the dollar was going to drop. So the Qs rallied 30%, miners rallied 49% to where we are today. And everyone thinks, wow, this is it. We're going to go much higher. No. Listen to what I'm telling you. You're all wrong if you think that. There's a rule in Wall Street, and it's never been broken. If you lose 38%, and this is why last week I told my members, because we had a big gain in the Qs. We had a big gain in Meta and Apple and Microsoft and Nvidia. I said, take profits, sell into this rally, start selling into this rally, take some profits, keep some shares, put a stop in, but start selling into this rally. The rule is, if you lose 38%, you need to gain back 61% to break even. Let me say it again. If you lose 38%, most people think you just rally back up 38% and you're even. No, it doesn't work like that. You lose 38%. To get back even all your money, you got to go up another 61% to break even. That's it, 61. We are only at 38% of the 61. Everybody says, look at this big rally. What rally? In fact, if you take a look at the chart, we're at the same exact point where we were 2 years ago. Where's the rally everybody's talking about? There's no rally. This is not a rally. What are you, nuts? We're at the same place 2 years ago, and we still have to go about another 30%. How are we going to get there? More happy talk? So let me say that again. We're at the same point where we were 2 years ago. All we did is captured back 38% of the 61% we need, and we got big problems. Look at here at Phil's Gang, we did well in that rally. We knew we were going to have that rally. But we're going to be pretty close to the end now of this rally. Pretty close. So, and the reason we're having, the reason why we can't capture back that other 30% we need, why we're struggling, because the institutions aren't participating. I'll explain that when I get back. So again, remember, we got to get to 61%. We're only at 38%.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG. You can be a successful investor in the stock market by knowing what the market is going to do.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. God, you go nuts listening to these shows on TV, Kramer, any of them. I mean, they're giving you total garbage. Garbage in, garbage out. One day they tell you, buy this stock. Next day, don't buy the stock. Then you have two people on the show. One guy saying buy it, the other guy says don't buy it. So the question is, what the hell do you do? Well, we don't have questions here at Phil's Gang. And they never have to ask the question, what do you think the market's going to do? My members always know what the market's going to do because they've learned how to follow the money. That's right, follow the money. You don't follow fundamentals. You follow the money. And what is that? That's volume. That's the buyers and the sellers. And the other thing, you got to learn how to sell a stock as well as buy a stock.
Follow the money. Follow Phil Grandy.
Check it out, philsgang.com. Go to my podcast, YouTube, and Rumble every day. That's philsgang.com.
When you listen to the advice of Phil Grandy at philsgang.com, you'll find investing in the stock market makes sense with the right guidance.
People keep saying to me, boy, things are hard. Things are tough. Boy, the market's really screwed up. And I don't agree with them. For us here at Phil's Gang, we make it so it's simple. It doesn't matter if the market's bad or good. We consistently do well because we make it simple. And just like for my listeners on the radio or on the internet or my podcast, we make it simple. We try to break it down so you really understand why the market is going up or why there's continued inflation or why the bank rates are going up. So you understand, especially yields. The most important thing to understand how yields work. Just what we do. We work hard at it.
Trusted advice, easy to understand strategies that will make you a better investor. Get all the details at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Want good investing advice from someone you can trust? Listen to Phil Grandy.
With what's going on today in the economy, especially in the stock market, it gets really complicated, but it doesn't have to be. My job is to make it simple, to get through the fog. And I think I do that, and I think I do a pretty good job of that, especially why you should be buying a stock, or why you should be in the market, or not in the market, or shorting.
Invest wisely with the knowledge of Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. When making wise investment decisions, Phil Grandy has some sound reasons you should join Phil's gang.
You know, when I started this, they asked me, okay, can you explain to people why they should join the gang? Gee, I thought about that. And I guess to make money. But more than that, to get good direction on which way the economy's really going. We get so much crap, so many lies, how great the economy is and how great the tech business is, and when it's not. The problem is we have too many people in Washington and in this industry that just don't tell the truth. The truth is everything. And here at Phil's Gang, we stick with the facts. We tell the truth. We make sure our members, are getting the best information, and our listeners, like you. We make that information available to you and make it simple and understandable.
Good investing means understanding how the stock market works. Join today at philsgang.com.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. You know, I've been doing this business of trading over 55 years. God, they make it so complicated. It doesn't have to be. The best way to learn is to follow me, my actual investments. That's right. When I buy a stock, you follow me. Do exactly what I do. That's the best way to learn.
Check out the free 10-day trial. Learn more at philsgang.com.
Be my co-pilot at philsgang.com. Do what I do.
That's philsgang.com. Phil Grandy has successfully taught tens of thousands of investors how to navigate the market with confidence.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. That's right, philsgang.com. Join my gang for 10 days. It's free. If anything, during that 10-day period, you're going to learn how the market really works. You're going to find information that you never had before. You're going to walk away and go, I didn't know that. So join my gang for 10 days free, philsgang.com. And you're also going to learn how to make money when the market goes down. It's kind of silly just sitting there with the market going down, hoping. Why hope when you can sell short and make money? Either way, you make money when the market goes up, you make money when the market goes down. That's the benefit of Phil's Gang. You make money.
Become a Phil's Gang member and receive the training, advice, and software that will take your investing to the next level.
philsgang.com. Sign up free for 10 days.
Welcome back to the Phil's Gang Radio Show. Want to know more about Phil's Gang? Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
Welcome back to Phil's Gang. You know, what's amazing to me is that how far we have fallen since they gotten rid of the unions and the pensions. If you look back at General Motors, which were the largest employer in America, a worker, if you go back, I don't know, about 20 years ago, whatever, they were making about 30, and using today's dollars, making about $35 an hour. If you worked for them, you made a good wage, $35 an hour in today's dollars. But GM is no longer the largest employer. We have Walmart, which they pay $9 instead of $35. What's wrong with that picture? I'll get into that a little bit later. But first, let's finish up the market, because there's the perception of this market's nuts. I mean, people think, the bottom's in. We're on our way now. No, we're not. It doesn't work like that. So I told you that, remember, the market, we still have at least another, 38 from 61 is what? 33? About 33% more to go. 33%, just to break even. How are we going to get there with everything that's going on? Are you kidding me? What are you, nuts? Because that's why the large institutions aren't participating. That's why the big boys aren't participating. All that's happening right now is the big brokerage companies like Goldman Sachs and Citi and Bank of America, all those guys, all they're doing right now is trying to push the market up, financially engineer the market up, because remember, after the market dropped 38%, they were in deep doo-doo, because their clients lost a lot of money. Their pension clients. I'm talking about when you have J.P. Morgan or Goldman Sachs, they represent the police pension, the fire pension, the nurse pension, the steelworkers pension. They're not very happy after that 38% drop. And they're not happy today because guess what? You're right where you were 2 years ago. So they got to drive this market up. And what are they going to use? They're going to use the tech stocks. They can drive those tech stocks up. They can rig those tech stocks to go up. And people really think this is some rally we're having. And we haven't gone anywhere. So what's going to make this crash occur? And we're going to go right back through that October. And we'll be shorting it again. Remember, our gang caught the short. We shorted that market down 38%. We made good money shorting it 38% on the way back down. And then we didn't go for the short covering rally because I knew when they rallied at 15%, it was just a short covering rally. It's going to come right back. And it did. Went up 15%, came back 12%, and then we rallied. Then we started to rally. It's not going to last, but we got in. I said, we got to go and buy all these tech stocks that everybody's throwing away. And let's buy the gold miners because the dollar's going to go down. The dollar's going to go down. And sure, the dollar and the gold mining stocks worked out well. We made more money in the gold mining stocks. But back to where we were, though. So most people don't understand how the rule works where, again, if you drop that much to break even, it's tough to get to break even again. It's really tough. 23%, thank you. We got to go another 20. How are we going to go up another 23% to break even? Are you kidding me? Just the same 4 tech stocks? That's what we're depending on. We're depending on Meta, Apple, Microsoft, and NVIDIA. Out of about 2,800 stocks, they're holding them all up. They're holding up 2,800 stocks. 4 stocks. Are you nuts? That's insane. 4 stocks? That's what the market's doing. Yet the complacency is insane. All this happy talk. Oh, this is it. We're on our way. This is the happy talk. Fake Business News Network, with all this happy talk, they've been taking parking space in everyone's head. Hope, optimism, belief. Yeah, people really believe that these 4 stocks, that's all you knew, and they're never going to come down again. Part of the happy talk is, well, artificial intelligence. They're going to have to invest in all this artificial intelligence, especially NVIDIA. They're going to be the big winner. They'll never come down again. Apple's not going to come down again. Why would Apple ever come down? Microsoft, Facebook, none of them. Meta's not going to come down. Now they're starting to invest in all this AI. What a bunch of nonsense that is. Who said that? Kramer? What are you, nuts? And then this thing about consumer. The consumer is so strong. I never heard anything so stupid in my life. Listen to this.
Savings continue to be significantly elevated relative to where they were before the pandemic.
That's a bold-faced lie. Savings are down 63%. 63%. Remember, before the pandemic, savings was 7%. Then we went up to, about 36%. Now we're down 2.3%. What about earnings? Earnings really are bad. Last year, the earnings were about 4.2%. This same time now, think it this year, the first 3 months, we're going to be minus 2.5%. I don't know where they're getting all this happy talk. And then you look at the VIX. Look at the VIX, which is our fear meter. It's like a 28. It should be at 80. It's at 28. There's no fear. This is when markets get killed. Right here. This is when they're setting you up for the sucker punch. Right here. So the VIX is around 1750. That's insane. No fear. Nobody has any fear. And now the tourist investors are borrowing even more money to buy the same 3 to 4 stocks. Why don't we just shut the market down? Why don't we start a new market with just those 4 stocks? And everybody gets in those 4 stocks. That's all. And you don't have to work anymore. Quit your job. I mean, this is what people think. I want to see how we're going to go up another, what was it, 23%? Are you kidding me? But if we do, we're going to be there making money on the way up, just like we make money on the way down. We'll be right back.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG. With the philsgang.com membership, we bring investors right to the floor, into the pits with Phil's daily live webinar classroom. Get inside market guidance on investing strategies. Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Don't have time to analyze and study stocks? At philsgang.com, we recognize that there are all types of investors, and we also recognize that your time is valuable. So we offer investing programs for all individuals. We offer investing programs for long-term and short-term positions. And philsgang.com provides quick and easy to understand investing videos that only take a few minutes to watch. With the philsgang.com investing programs, you will learn technical stock charting, how to execute your trades, and most importantly, you will gain the confidence to know when to get out of a stock and take profits. Sign up at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or give them a call, 877-600-GANG.
Remember, when this market crashed in 2009, it should have never crashed because the chairperson of these two committees, their job was to protect consumers, protect our investments, and they're supposed to ensure that our investments are being monitored. Where were they in 2009 and 2008? They weren't anywhere because they don't do that. They take care of themselves. They protect themselves. They become richer. So you can't depend on these crooks in Congress. The stock market is a great place to be, but you just got to know this is a different market than your grandfather's market. So why don't you, for 30 days, join my gang, 877-600-GANG, try it for 30 days, $39.95. Follow me. I tell you when to buy, when to sell, when to add, and when to run like hell. All I ask you start making money, please remember St. Jude.
Don't wait. Join Phil's Gang today and make profits. Go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
What are you, nuts? 85% of the people do not know how to get out of the market. They lose money because they don't know when to get out. I'm Phil Grandy of philsgang.com. I solved that with my Pro 2 color-coded chart. It tells you when to get out. It tells you when to get in, tells you what to add, not to add. Specifically, when do I get out? It tells you that. Check it out. Go to my site, philsgang.com. Get your 10-day free trial of my Pro 2 color-coded chart and a membership. Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. You probably heard me on the radio talking about investing in stocks and trading stocks. Well, this is a special message that I am sending out to you. You, the person who is the beginner, who are getting excited. You're seeing every day the stock market going up, never comes down, keeps going up because of the tremendous stimulus that the president is putting into this market. He wants to continue this market going up while the economy's going down. That's what it's doing. The economy's going straight down. You know, banks right now are the worst ever. They've gone down 40%. I mean, everything's going down. Companies aren't making money, but the stock market's still going up. And you got to be very, very careful when you get into a market like this. You got to know when to get out, and that's where we come in. So if you're a beginner and you want to start learning how to invest stocks properly and have the comfort level of knowing when to get out, when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out, contact us at philsgang.com. Join today, free for 10 days.
Are you a stock market investor without all the information?
What are you, nuts? Market's going up, market's going down. We're getting all this bad information.
How do you invest intelligently? Phil Grandy can show you.
If you want real information and you really want to know what the market's going to do and you want the truth, go to my site, philsgang.com, and also listen to me on my radio show every weekday at 3 o'clock Eastern.
Phil's got the answers at philsgang.com.
That's philsgang.com, where you get the truth and you get the information you need about the market.
When the stock market is up one day and down the next, you need experienced advice from a pro.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy of philsgang.com. I know you're sitting there watching the stock market. You're going, what? Is this nuts? Market goes up 700 points. Next day goes up 800 points. Then the market goes back down. Then it goes back up. What that is volatility.
You want to invest your money and grow your wealth. How do you invest intelligently?
But you got to anticipate what's going to happen with the market. And that's what we give you. information so you can anticipate in advance what the market's going to do, so you know what stocks to buy, you know what stocks to short. It's all about having good information and anticipation. You got to anticipate. The one thing you can't do is rely on your brokers. Listen.
Our responsibility begins and ends with our partners and our shareholders, and that's it.
What are you, nuts? Partners and shareholders? You're not included.
Check out the free 10-day trial and follow Phil to investing success. Learn more at philsgang.com. philsgang.com. Welcome back. Are you a fan of the Phil's Gang radio show? Then you should check out philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
The best estimate we have is from the San Francisco Fed, who noted that excess consumer savings has fallen from a level of about $2.1 trillion at its peak to now $500 billion. That's likely to be exhausted as we get into the back half of the year.
But listen to this.
In this particular cycle, that consumers are so strong and their leverage is so low that it is very possible that consumers are what bring us out of this recession very quickly.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
I mean, it's been amazing how resilient, in a way, the consumer has been to this inflationary shock.
The consumer is still very strong. They're just spending differently.
People are still spending, and that has been important to the economy.
We've been talking about the possibility of recession for what's felt like,
People are still spending. Yeah, when they spend, where do they get the money from? It's not wages. They tap the equity out of their homes. That's all tapped out now. They tap their credit cards. We're almost at $1 trillion, about $987 billion, highest ever. They just keep, they're spending, but their debt keeps rising. We just hit $17 trillion in household debt. Their debt keeps rising. As long as there's credit, they're going to spend. It's crazy. And they're spending. And that you watch, and everyone thinks, they're not going to have to pay their college tuition. That's not going to fly. They're going to have to pay their college. But going back to the stock market, so we got 23% more to go. So what do? Well, continue to stay with what works. I've had my gang staying with the Qs and the big tech stocks. The Qs is a basket of tech stocks, and keep shorting gold. That's what's been working. The miners, you got to short the miners, not the gold, the bullion, leave alone. But the miners, that's all we've been doing. Every day. They keep pushing the Qs up, keep pushing the big 3-4 tech stocks. Same tech stocks, every day go up. Because you got, who's coming in? You got all these tourist investors don't know what they're doing. This is easy. I'm just going to get in, I'm going to make all kinds of money. I'm just going to buy Meta. Matter of fact, what's happening, a lot of the tourists that used to buy Clorox and Budweiser and Campbell's Soup, for defensive plays, they left those stocks. They're sitting in Meta and Apple and Microsoft, thinking those are the safe stocks now, that they're never going to come down, especially with all this AI investment they're supposed to be getting. What they don't understand is they got to pay for AI. And the rates are no longer 0. The rate's 5%, 5.25%. It's going to go up to 6%. I believe our rate's going to go to 7%. Watch what happens to these companies. That's what I'm saying. When you have a VIX index or fear so low, that's a warning. It's a red light. It's a red light. It's telling you. See, it's always the thing you don't think about that grabs the market and it drops. But when we're so extended, every time, I keep telling my members, we stay long the Qs, and short the gold, and then make sure we keep, like last Friday, the market rallied again, the Qs. We said, take more profits, keep taking more profits. Then get back in, run it again, let it go up more. Then take some more profits, keep setting your stops. Go up again. What we do is we teach them that you start out with that first investment, you got the second and third. Before you put the fourth one in, go take the profits from your first profits. And every time you add more, go back and take the other profits. So it's always, when you go add, you're always taking some profits. You go add, you're always taking some profits in the rear. Always keep taking profit, because this is not going to last. It's not going to last. It's impossible. So debt is the problem. I mean, let me just say this. So we're up 30%, and it's Meta, which is up 100% since January. Think about this. Meta is up 100% since January. NVIDIA, our favorite here at Phil's Gang, up 98% since January. Apple trailing behind at 40%. Microsoft at 43%. The Q's, the basket, at around 30%. There it is, right there. That's the whole stock market. Get rid of all. You don't need any other stocks than that. But that bubble is going to pop. It's getting bigger and bigger. See, the problem is everybody's talking about the debt ceiling. What debt ceiling? Debt ceiling? They keep raising it. I wish there was a ceiling. The problem's the debt, not the ceiling. Who cares about the ceiling? There's no ceiling. There's no ceiling. No real ceiling. How many times do you ever hear them say, okay, we hit the ceiling. That's it. We got to start cutting. We got to start cutting all these wasteful programs. Talk about cutting. I mean, just think of the unbelievable stuff that this president put in for spending. I mean, it's just incredible. So make sure you learn how to short. I tell you that every day we come on the air with you. Don't I? Every day say, why don't you learn how to short? Join my gang free for 10 days. During that 10 days, you're going to know how to invest long properly, how to set your stops. Also, you're going to learn how to read the market properly. You don't ever have to ask again. After 10 days, you're not going to have to ask, what do you think the market's going to do? What do you think the market's going to do? You'll never ask that question. Anybody who says, what do you think the market's going to do, and you're a trader, you should be out of the market. You should not be in the market. If you got to ask that question, that means you don't know how to even look at the bond market. That's what we're here for. We're going to help you with that. You're going to learn how to read the bond market. You're going to learn how to read the yields. So you know you don't have to ever ask that question again. What's the market going to do? The market is going to continue. It's going to crash when it's going to crash. In the meantime, if you got the same four stocks going, stay long. We have. It's been working for us. Been working for us. So, again, one of the biggest problems, like I said, is the danger is all this happy talk. All this happy talk. And when you got this kind of debt, and you got the banks in trouble, and you got the manufacturing sector in trouble, think about it. Not only are banks collapsing, our manufacturing's collapsing. So 4 stocks, you're depending on 4 stocks? Sure. Trade them. As long as they're going up. As long as you know how to watch the bond market, trade them. If you don't know how to watch the bond market, I wouldn't be trading them. And we'll help you with it. Just go to our site, philsgang.com, where it says get started. And we'll help you. We'll help you. You know, what's crazy is they're always talking about this debt ceiling, right? And if you really think about debt, think about how all of this started. Okay? Think about how all this started. When Biden, they asked him when he was on his trip, they asked him about, first before that, do you know that when Trump took office, the national debt was $19 trillion? And when Biden took office, the national debt was at $27 trillion. So, and Biden had an historic in 2020 deficit. We never had a $3.1 trillion. But Biden really lied when he said that Trump added more debt than any other president. Wait a minute. No. The winners were Obama and Biden. They had more. They hold the record even to today as to how much debt they added. They increased the national debt more than all the previous presidents combined over their 8 years. Yes, Trump in his 4 years, yes, He raised rates, or he created debt more than any other president over 4 years, but that's not what he said. That's not what he said. It was over 8 years, the record was held by Biden and Obama. They went in that office, remember, it was $10 trillion. By the time they left, it was $20 trillion. That's the problem right there. That's our problem. Debt. What are you, nuts?
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG. Good investing means understanding how the stock market works.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. You know, if you really want to make sense of this market, you can't be listening to the fake Business News Network. They will not tell you the truth. They're to get you excited, to make sure you go out and you're happy so you'll buy something. That's not what we do here at Phil's Gang. We give you the truth, the direction, and that's what you need. Listen to me on my radio show each day and also on my Rumble and YouTube channel podcast. philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Warning. Google, Apple, Microsoft, Netflix, Facebook, all these hot stocks are going to crash. They're going to drop as much as 60-70%. Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. Exactly what happened in the dot-com days is going to repeat itself. Remember, 85% of people lose money in the stock market because they don't know when to get out. I fixed that with my color code technology chart. It tells you when to buy, when to sell, when to add, and when to run like hell. That's right. Make sure you check it out. It's free for 10 days, philsgang.com.
I believe that every single human being with a laptop computer and an internet connection should be required to give trading at least a shot.
Following Phil, his charting system has really been a huge impact on my career and my life.
I believe that every educated individual on planet Earth.
I would recommend Phil's Gang to the mom and pop out there. I would recommend it to parents teaching their children. I would recommend it to grandparents.
Should do this. It's not for every single human being on Earth. I know this, but it's one of those things that you should try, because if you happen to get it right, if you happen to be one of the ones that this is for.
Follow the money. Follow Phil Grandy.
Oh my God.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. That's right, philsgang.com. Join my gang for 10 days. It's free.
What's in front of you is a life of incredible joy, freedom, and independence.
You want to invest your money and grow your wealth. How do you invest intelligently? Become a Phil's Gang member and receive the training, advice, and software that will take your investing to the next level. Phil's Gang software is easy to use, painless to navigate, and tells you exactly when to buy and sell to help maximize profits. Sign up for a 10-day free trial to see our platform in action. Learn more at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. With the philsgang.com membership, we bring investors right to the floor, into the pits with Phil's daily live webinar classroom. Get inside market guidance on investing strategies. Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Don't have time to analyze and study stocks? At philsgang.com, we recognize that there are all types of investors, and we also recognize that your time is valuable. So we offer investing programs for all individuals. We offer investing programs for long-term and short-term positions. And philsgang.com provides quick and easy to understand investing videos that only take a few minutes to watch. With the philsgang.com investing programs, you will learn technical stock charting, how to execute your trades, and most importantly, you will gain the confidence to know when to get out of a stock and take profits. Sign up at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or give them a call, 877-600-GANG.
What, are you nuts? If the stock market can make you so rich, especially Apple and Microsoft and Google and Amazon and the rest, why are so many Americans poor? If the 401k promises you a retirement, then why is it we are in a retirement crisis? Here's the answer. Because 85% of you get out of the market too late. I fixed that with my color-coded chart, which tells you when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out. That's right, when to run like hell. Check it out. You get a free membership and the free color-coded chart for 10 days. Check it out, philsgang.com.
Welcome back to the Phil's Gang Radio Show. Want to know more about Phil's Gang? Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
Hey, good afternoon, gang. It's Steve Celeste here with philsgang.com. Just wanted to tell you how to get engaged with Phil's Gang and how to become part of the Phil's Gang membership or how to try us for 10 days free. Simply go to philsgang.com. That's www.philsgang.com and click on Get Started at the top of the website. Click on the big red banner that says Working Investor 10-day free trial, and that's all you got to do. And hey, while you're at the website, why not stop by our gift shop, see if there's something in there for you or for somebody you know. All right, thanks, and back to you, Phil.
Thank you, Steve. There's no better person to teach you how to sell short than Steve. He's the best. When it comes to shorting, he is the best. He understands it. He teaches it very simple, makes sense, not complicated. Try it for 10 days. Just 10 days. It's free. You don't have to pay. I put up on my if you're following me on YouTube, Facebook, Rumble, Apple, you can see this chart. I want to show you what's going to bite everybody. This is the surprise that's going to, remember now what I told you. The market dropped 38%, okay? Dropped 38%. And you got to go back up, not 38, but to break even, you got to go back up. I think it's 63, 61, 61%. 61%, you got to go back up. See, nobody tells you that. You got a 23%, you got to go another 23%. Are you nuts? You going to do that with 4 stocks? Well, if we do, my gang will continue to be long. Remember, we know a big crash is coming. It just makes all kinds of sense. The proof is in. The valuations are crazy. The big institutions aren't buying. As I say, it's just nuts what's going on. But it doesn't mean we don't buy. Don't sit on the sideline and be scared. As long as they keep putting the juice to this market, these same 4 stocks going to carry this whole market, be there with us. Make money on the way up. But you'll know when to get out. Now, here's the biggest problem the market has right here, especially for investors who we call, our tourist traders. They know nothing. They just jump in because they listen to the fake business network. They get all hyped up. Everything's wonderful. They put in the back of their head hope and faith, and everything's great. Well, look at this. Let me get my pointer here so you can see it better. I mean, this is amazing. If you look, you're going to see right here. See this line right here? Okay, that's the 40% line. See this circle right here? Look where the fear is, on the absolute bottom. That's a contrarian indicator. That tells you we're going to have one massive crash. Because when panic sets in, and it will, you take just one of these stocks, one of the 4 that's holding up the whole stock market, 4 stocks holding up 5,000 stocks, and you want to bet on that, buy and hold? You want to be in a 401k? You're betting your whole retirement money on 4 stocks, holding up the whole stock market when the banks are failing, when manufacturing failing, when we're spending more than we take in every day, when our deficits are at historic highs. We got a president just spends. What are you, nuts? Right here, see this red line, this 40% line. Look what happened in 2008. See, the fear was there about the same place in 2008. But when it got to 40%, look at the big spike in fear. And look at 2020. It was way down here, same place, around 16. And look how it shot right up to almost 70%. That's when you get those big crashes right there. Clear as a bell. So join our gang so you won't be surprised. In the meantime, we'll help you make money while they rig the market to go up, okay? We're here to help you. And all we ask is after 10 days, you know how to short, you didn't pay anything, you know how to go long, you know how to put stops in, you know how to read the yields, then just help the kids at St. Jude. That's all, every once in a while. Send them a couple bucks. You know, the biggest problem we also have is our workforce is getting so screwed. They don't have, they keep talking about how the inflation has created okay, over consumers. Consumers are spending. We got to get rid of their jobs so they stop spending to slow the economy. I told you last week that's not the truth. They're lying to you. What's killing the economy, where most of the inflation is coming from, all the printing of money and the government. Spend, borrow. But a lot of the inflation is also coming from the pricing power. I named Coca-Cola, who brags about it, that when inflation goes up, they're making so much money. Not only can they cover their added costs, but then they add on. So they charge the consumer even more. That's what's killing the guy who's going, 75% of our workforce going paycheck to paycheck, for God's sakes. You know, I wish when the reporter was asking Biden about all these questions about the economy and the debt ceiling, he would ask him, how would you, now that you are a socialist, you and AOC, you're socialist Democrats or Marxists, okay, do you really think as a Marxist or socialist it's moral, okay, to let typical workers, sit there and they've been stagnating their wages for 40 years, haven't been going anywhere, their wages. As a socialist, you think that's acceptable? Never mind the debt ceiling. I just want to ask you, do you think that's acceptable? When all the gains are going to the top 1/100th of 1% and the 1%, do you think it's really, really acceptable, Mr. President? Or ask him, do we believe the game? Do you believe that the game is rigged, Mr. President, in the favor of the wealthy? Or do you believe the middle class has failed? Or do you believe the system has failed the middle class? What do you believe? Is it morally acceptable to you to let CEOs get paid who used to going from an average of 20 times of the typical worker? Now they're being paid 300 times the typical worker. Now you're a socialist, you're a Marxist. Now you and AOC, seems to be acceptable to you. Are you doing anything about that? How about the bankster gangsters of Wall Street who get paid tens of billions of millions of dollars? Are they really worth that much? Are you all right with that too? You're Marxist now, or socialist, whatever you want to call yourself. Why don't they ask them these kind of questions? So you're okay with these CEOs where they're doing stock buybacks and they have these options. So when they do a stock buyback, they make a fortune, but the worker gets nothing out of it. The company gets nothing out of it. And the CEO doesn't plow that money back into the company. So the equipment gets older, the technology gets older. So that means productivity goes down. Are you okay with that as a communist or socialist or whatever the hell you call yourself? You and AOC? But those are the questions I love to ask them. Then I like to ask them, how are you going to get the stock market to sustain itself? How are you going to do that when you don't have the institutions purchasing anymore? They pretty much got their people out now. And that's what you're going to sense. You watch what happens to that VIX. As soon as Goldman Sachs, Bank of America, Citigroup, Wells Fargo, as soon as they get their clients out, their pension people out, the stock's high enough, they're going to pull that bid so fast and this thing is going to fall like a flying monkey. But people just don't want to believe that. They just want to, everything's going to be just fine. And you know who feeds that to you? Is the fake business network. They feed that to you. Look, the next thing is, you notice how oil stocks are now getting hammered? Our next opportunity is going to be the bank stocks and oil stocks, because they're really getting hit, but they're not ready yet to buy. Our gang bought these tech stocks, Meta, Microsoft, all those tech stocks when nobody wanted them. That's why our gains were so big, because nobody wanted them when we bought them. Just like gold, we bought our gold, our miners, when nobody wanted GDX, when nobody wanted AU. Join our gang free for 10 days. Go to philsgang.com. We're here to help you. And you'll learn how to short. You've got to learn how to short.
You have been listening to Phil's Gang with your host, Phil Grandy, on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Remember to visit Phil's website at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or call the office, 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
It's up to me.